My parents laughed softly. You'll never measure up to your brother, they said. I stood, my voice steady, and replied, then let him handle all the expenses. I'm done sending cash. My mom's eyes widened, stunned. What cash? We've never gotten a dime from you. My name's Max. I'm 28, the eldest son, the dependable one, the guy who keeps spare batteries and emergency funds tucked in a Ziploc. I pay my rent on time, arrive early, and bring extra chairs to family barbecues because we always come up short. If you ask my parents to sum me up in one word, they'd say responsible. A second word, quiet. My younger brother, Cole, is the polar opposite. He's the soccer team's shining star with a grin that gets waitresses to toss in free desserts. He's the one my parents love to boast about. Every family update morphs into a Cole highlight reel. New job, new car, a buddy in real estate who knows someone big. They recite it like a mantra, proof our family's thriving because Cole's dazzling. I used to quip that I was the background track to Cole's lead vocals. The joke lost its charm around 22, when I was pulling double shifts yet still fixing their Wi-Fi and swapping out light bulbs at my parents' house because dad's back ached and mom shouldn't climb ladders. They never asked about me. They asked what I could do for them. 2 months back, we gathered at my parents' dining table for mom's birthday. The house smelled of lemon polish and roasted chicken. Dad wore his nice polo. Aunt Rita fussed with the flowers, as if rearranging them could elevate the room. I brought a carrot cake from the bakery, mom's favorite, with thick cream cheese frosting. Cole sauntered in late, no gift, no card, just a grin, and a tale about nearly meeting a startup hotshot. Everyone laughed like he'd earned a trophy. We sat. Mom unwrapped gifts, a scarf from Aunt Rita, a candle from Dad's co-worker's wife. Cole handed over a small box, silver earrings, he claimed with a wink. He didn't mention who paid. Mom gasped like she'd been gifted the stars. I don't know why I expected thanks for the cake. That was my mistake. Then Dad, sipping wine, looked at me and said, Max, you'll never be as good as your brother. He chuckled like it was lighthearted. Mom joined in. The table followed. Cole's laugh rang loudest. To me, it wasn't a jest, it was a verdict. I set my fork down. My face burned. In my head, I tallied 11 months of paying their electric bill last year when Dad's hours were cut, 31 gas fill-ups when Mom's car just needed a little help, 22 transfers marked groceries because their fridge was bare. Your brother's between jobs, they'd say. I counted like I was breathing. Aunt Rita noticed me. Don't be so sensitive, honey, she said. I wasn't crying. I was numb. Mom added, airy, we just want you to aim higher, that's all. My hand shook as I reached for my water. I told myself to let it go, smile, crack a joke, keep the peace. That's my role. But then Aunt Rita turned to Cole and said, You're truly the man of the house. Mom nodded. Dad let out a small laugh. He's the one we can count on. That word, count, hit like a stone. It struck the part of me that tracks due dates, bank transfers, receipts, Wi-Fi passwords, and the exact fridge filter model. I stayed silent. I cleared plates, packed leftovers, wiped the counter. As I grabbed my jacket, Mom hugged me without meeting my eyes and whispered, Don't be jealous of your brother. Outside, Cole slapped my shoulder. Don't take it personally, man. The porch light flickered as I stood there, keys in hand, their laughter drifting through the window. I thought of the Venmo I'd sent that morning, $2.20 for groceries. I'd sent it automatically, like always. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom, we love you. Bring paper towels next time. We're out. No heart, no thanks, just a demand. I drove home in silence, stashing the half-empty cake box in my fridge. Sitting on my couch, I stared at my emails receipts folder. Years of transfers like a strange obsession. Green check marks, $80, $115, $400, $900. It blurred together. The next morning, Dad's voicemail came. Hey, kiddo, don't be dramatic. Just family teasing. I played it twice, then opened my banking app and scrolled endlessly. That night, staring at a transfer labeled utilities, I realized the joke was on me. A group chat pinged. Family dinner Sunday. 6 p.m. Don't forget, Mom wrote. I stared at the words, feeling something shift inside me. The money started at 21, when I thought helping was what good sons did. Dad called one snowy January, power bills high. Can you spot us $120? I'll pay you back Friday. He didn't. But he asked again in February, gas money, just till payday, then March, groceries. Mom stretching it. I was earning $17.50 an hour at a tech support desk, living in a studio with a rickety table and a second-hand couch. I didn't have much, but I could spare $50, $75. It felt good to be needed. I told myself I was earning trust. By 24, it was routine. $300 for utilities every month, $80 for gas every third Sunday, $40 to $100 for groceries on random Wednesdays. It averaged $650 a month for nearly 4 years, sometimes more. $4.80 for tires, $250 for a water heater deposit that somehow doubled. We'll square up later, they'd say. There were Kohl's emergencies, too. $200 for a certification exam, half his rent, a slow freelancing month. Always a story, always a transfer. Repayment was never discussed, just assumed. Everything in our family was assumed. Help, gratitude, debt. Nothing was written, but my app tracked it all. I tried boundaries once. I told Mom I couldn't send money until I rebuilt my savings. She sighed. We'll die before we ask again. 2 weeks later, she sent a grocery list with a heart emoji. I sent $100. I sent because I knew an empty fridge's sting, and her worried voice always pried open my wallet. It wasn't just money, it was time. I fixed their Wi-Fi, installed a thermostat, replaced a faucet after YouTube tutorials. I drove Cole to interviews, edited his resume, let him use my address for his mail. Packages arrived, sneakers, a drone, a gaming headset, while Mom texted photos of an empty pantry. When I mentioned exhaustion, Dad quipped, that's adulthood, kid. When I raised fairness, Aunt Rita said, families aren't balance sheets. But in our house, the balance sheet lived in my pocket. The favoritism was blatant. Cole brought takeout once, and Mom called him generous for a week. I covered 2 months of power bills, and she said, we all pitch in. On Father's Day, I paid for a family dinner. You shouldn't have, Dad said, then asked Cole about his big plans at a job he didn't have. The worst was how they rewrote reality. Last Thanksgiving, Aunt Rita asked who fixed the water heater. Mom smiled at Cole. Our boy made calls. I checked my bank app under the table. Plumber deposit, $250. I said nothing. Silence was easier than being called dramatic. My life shrank. I wasn't broke, but I'd delay a bill or skip dinner with friends after sending $200 for urgent car insurance. My savings stalled. When coworkers planned a trip, I lied about other plans. I didn't have plans. I had a spreadsheet. I thought they didn't know, but they did. Mom would say, you're so reliable, then ask for money. Dad called on payday to check in. Cole texted, you're a lifesaver, man. I'll pay you back when my commission hits. No commission came, but new sneakers did. 3 moments stand out. First, the Christmas I gave Mom a weighted blanket. She hugged me like I'd handed her a dishcloth. Cole gave a free spa voucher, and she teared up. Later, I found a note. Max, Venmo $150? Rent's short. Second, when my car needed brakes, I chose between my mechanic and their $220 overdue electric bill. I paid theirs. 3 weeks later, Mom posted a much-needed date night photo. I zoomed in on the wine glasses until they pixelated. Third, the night of lemon cleaner and you'll never be as good laughter. The word rely felt like a weight in my chest. That night, after the paper towel text, I scrolled to my first transfer. January 14th, 2019, $120 just till Friday. I added it up. $28,940, not counting cash, gas, or the AC repair I charged for points I never used. That's a car, a down payment, a buffer to sleep without 3 a.m. panic. I considered printing the list, sharing screenshots. Instead, I made tea and sat in silence. It wasn't anger, it was exhaustion, a dry well. Dad's voicemail, family jokes, confirmed it wasn't a jest. It was a system. I was the resource. They were the narrators. Then Cole texted, "Hey, you around? Need $400 for rent. Mom and Dad are tight. I'll pay you back. You're the best." Flex emoji. I typed, "Let me think," then deleted it. 2 days later, Mom texted, "We need you Sunday." Dad checked the bills. "It's rough. Bring your checkbook." Smiley face. I screenshot it, didn't reply. I took a day off, opened a blank document, and listed transfers for 2 hours. 9 pages, printed, tucked into a dollar store binder. I wasn't sure I'd use it, but I was done pretending this was nothing. Sunday arrived, humid and heavy. I parked 2 houses down, carrying a grocery bag, paper towels inside, because arriving empty-handed loses the fight before it starts. Dad opened the door like a gatekeeper. Mom sat with a calculator and bills. Cole scrolled his phone. "We were just discussing our plan," Mom said brightly. "Great," I said, setting the bag down. Dad tapped the calculator. "With rates and inflation, we need a team effort. Everyone chips in monthly until we're stable." "Everyone," Cole echoed, eyes on his screen. I placed the binder on the table. "Before we plan, can we address the last 4 years?" Mom blinked. "What's that?" "Money I've sent," I said. "Utilities, groceries, repairs, rent. I might have missed some." Dad's jaw tightened. "Max, this isn't the time to play bookkeeper." "It's exactly the time." Mom flipped through the binder, frowning. "What money? We never got $1 from you." The room stilled, a gaslighting fog settling. I didn't shout. I slid my phone over. Open my bank app. Transfers, notes, dates. I can print statements. Dad pushed it back like it was toxic. "This is disrespectful. Disrespectful is erasing my life while asking for my checkbook. I've covered bills since 2019. You can read them." Cole looked up. "Dude, why make this weird? It's family." "Exactly," I said. "Family doesn't deny reality when caught. Family says thanks." Mom's eyes flared. "After everything we've done, you throw money in our faces?" "I'm not throwing. I'm stating." I breathed. My hands were steady. "You've leaned on me for years, called me dependable, then laughed at my quietness while handing me bills. Today, I'm not quiet." Dad leaned in. "What do you want?" "A trophy." "Boundaries," I said. "No more monthly transfers, no emergency Venmos. If you need help, ask ahead and respect a no." Cole scoffed. I turned to Dad. "If I'm not as good as my brother, let the golden child be the safety net." Mom stood. "How dare you pit brothers against each other?" "I'm not," I said evenly. "You did that long ago." The air thickened. My pulse stayed steady like a metronome. "This isn't revenge," I said softly. "It's closure." Dad's jaw clenched. "So you're cutting us off." "I'm ending a system that's drained me." I looked at Mom. "I'm not your bank. I'm your son." She stared at the binder like it might strike. "We never asked you to." "You're exaggerating. Those were gifts. You love us." "I do," I said. "And loving you can't mean breaking myself." Cole laughed sharply. "Whatever, man." I grabbed the binder, slid the paper towels across the counter, and walked to the door. "Max," Mom called. "Don't walk away." "I am," I said, hand on the knob, and stepped into the heat. The door shut like a period. My phone buzzed before I reached my car. 12 missed calls, then 18, then 31 by the time I parked at my apartment. I left it face down and made pasta, eating while staring at the binder like it was hazardous. Later, 47 unread messages. "Moms, you're confused. Come talk." "Dads, you owe us a conversation." "Aunt Rita's money isn't everything, sweetheart." "Coles, you think this makes you the hero?" I didn't reply. I muted notifications, cleaned my sink, and slept at 9:30, the dullest rebel alive. 8 hours of sleep, a first in months. Monday, the revision machine kicked in. A cousin texted, "Heard you lost it at dinner. You okay?" Grandma's voicemail sighed for 2 minutes. Dad sent a group text about entitlement and forgetting roots. Mom posted on Facebook, "Kids these days with praying hands." I expected anger, but the instant history rewrite surprised me. "We never got money," to "we never asked," to "those were gifts," to "you never said it was hard." I screenshot each shift to anchor my memory. At work, I saved the binder as PDFs. Then I did something small but massive. I canceled 3 recurring transfers, utilities, gas, groceries. The app asked, "Are you sure?" I tapped yes. My chest felt hollow yet light. The calls persisted. Mom toggled between tears and corporate politeness. "Let's start fresh. Agree on $300 a month." Dad tried reason. "We're a team. Everyone contributes." Cole sent a $400 Venmo request for rent. I declined. He sent a question mark. I didn't answer. Midweek, Aunt Rita offered coffee. No ambush, I swear. It was an ambush. She hugged me, smelling of talc, and launched a rehearsed speech. "Don't burn bridges over a misunderstanding." "What misunderstanding?" I asked. She smiled like I was a child. "You embarrassed your parents. They feel attacked." "They felt attacked by facts," I said. She sighed. "Your mom worries. You didn't say you were tracking it. So gratitude only counts if I don't keep records?" I asked. She blinked. "You're being unkind." "I'm being truthful." I paid for my coffee and left before she could twist truth into cruelty. By Friday, the tone shifted. A group chat announced another family meeting. I typed, "I won't be there," and sent it before doubt could stop me. Mom replied instantly. "You think you're above us now?" Dad added, "Don't forget who raised you." Cole texted, "Always been jealous, bro, sad." I muted them. I made a grocery list for myself. Berries, pasta, salmon, the pricey yogurt I usually skipped. I bought it, ate it with a spoon as big as my resolve. Small changes followed. I set up a savings transfer matching what I used to send them. Seeing $300 hit my account on the first felt like opening a window. I booked a dentist appointment I delayed. I called a therapist. "I need help separating guilt from duty." She said, "That's a common job." The urge to explain lingered, to send a calm, numbered list with screenshots. But explaining to those who won't listen is theater. I didn't have the energy. It hurt, though. I missed the family I tried to build with my money in silence. Good memories lingered. Mom's soup when I was sick. Dad teaching me to change a tire. Cole and I laughing at dumb memes. It's easier to pay a toll when you call it love. 2 weeks later, the calls tapered. The guilt didn't, but it softened. Then the narrative went public. A neighbor sent Mom's post. "Raising kids is tough when they forget your sacrifices." Some think it's all about money. Comments piled up. Prayers, "Stay strong." Cole's Instagram story showed new sneakers, caption self-made. I nearly laughed. I started running again, not for drama, but to release tension. 3 miles, then 4. A podcast on boundaries said, "Say no without a paragraph." I practiced in the mirror. No, it felt like a hidden code. The 3rd Sunday, when I used to send gas money, I drove past their house, an old reflex. I parked a street away, watching them at the table through the window. My chair was empty. Loss and relief tangled, grief, I suppose. The next day, Dad's coworker's wife called. "Your parents are stressed." "Could you?" "No," I said. Silence. "You didn't let me finish." "I didn't need to." I hung up. It felt fine. A week later, a collections email arrived, addressed to my parents, but sent to me from an old form. Past due, $312. A year ago, I'd have paid it quietly. I forwarded it to them. "This is your bill, not mine." Mom replied, "Why are you cruel?" I drafted and deleted 20 responses. I shut my laptop, went for a run. Later, Cole emailed, "Be real, bro. You love holding this over us. You wanted to be the hero. You win." Anger arrived, sharp but quiet. I replied, "I wanted to be your brother." He didn't respond. That night, I set a rule. No banking app after 9 p.m. It can't fix my family at 9:01. I slept. Here's what I've learned. I can love my family and refuse to fund their denial. I can be reliable without being a doormat. I can say no without justifying it. I don't know my exhaustion, my savings, or a version of me that makes their lives easier at my expense. I'm done sending money, not out of spite, though it stings sometimes, and not to make them suffer. I don't want that. But I'm through pretending this is normal. If they ask for help with clarity and respect, I'll decide case by case. If they guilt trip, rewrite history, or blame my boundaries, the answer is no. The binder's in my closet. It's not a prize. It's proof I'm not imagining things. When doubt creeps in, I read a page, then close it. I don't need to keep score anymore. The numbers did their work. Mom and dad still text, sending dog photos, but no thanks for the years I helped. Maybe they never will. That's their narrative. Mine's changed. It starts, my name is Max, but doesn't end with dependable. It ends with self-worth. My new routine is Sunday runs and pancakes, monthly savings for me, and third Sundays for friends, not canceled plans. The binder stays closed. If I had to boil it down to one line, the one I wish I'd heard at 21, it's this. This isn't about vengeance. It's about resolution. My promise to myself is simple. I won't let my love become their invoice.